Hi everyone, it is Annie B. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button. Happy Friday. It's been a long week. If you are like me, you're on the struggle bus because you've been struggling to keep your eyes open all week. That's why I'm coming to you guys in no makeup, au naturel, because I almost didn't make this video because I almost just slept. But today I'm going to make another blind girl video because you know I'm just full of blind girl videos. And today I'm actually going to talk about something that's a little bit weird for me to talk about, and that is the blind joke. I am a sucker for a good blind joke, okay? Let me first just tell you, because so many crazy things happen to you, I feel like, when you're blind or disabled, that you kind of have to laugh at it so you don't cry. And I am a huge proponent of blind jokes. I think they're hysterical. I love them. And I didn't really ever think this was something I would really have to talk about. So I feel like there's two camps of blind girl, just like there's two camps of girl in the world. It's like people, because you know they love to divide and label and divide and conquer and whatever. So like, you know how there's chill girl that's super cool and like deals with anything, and then there's super uptight girl that's like has to have everything perfect and isn't fun and blah 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 blah. I feel like there's those two versions of blind girl, and people think you have to be one or the other. You can either be uptight blind girl, you can't even say the word blind around her, can't make a blind joke, can't anything. Or you can be chill blind girl who thinks pretty much every blind joke is hysterical and you make them all the time. Now, until recently, I think I put myself firmly in the chill blind girl camp. So obviously I laugh in these videos, I make crazy random blind jokes to my friends, we joke about it all the time, I joke about it at work, I joke about it everywhere. But recently I had a blind joke told by someone else that I know and like I don't know, like for whatever, like we're cool, we talk, we hang out, whatever. I mean, like friends on a professional level, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but and I know this person. Like I know that the joke wasn't meant to be like awful, but like, and I laughed at it at first because I know this person didn't like try to make a joke that was like, it was something about like me being like, I don't know, high maintenance or like, you know, whatever, whatever. It was supposed to be funny. I call myself high maintenance all the time, but this is like in front of a group of people. And I was like asking for something that I needed, and like I laughed at it at first because I think that's my first reaction really, is just to laugh, like, oh my god, that's so funny. And then I thought about it for a second, and then after like the encounter ended, I thought about it some more, and I thought about it for a really long time, and I kept on thinking about it, like it kept popping back into my mind, and I was like, what is happening right now? Why can't I stop thinking about that? And I was talking to my friend about it, and she's like, oh my god, that's ridiculous. And I think I realized that I was offended. Now there's not too many blind jokes that offend me, good ones, dirty ones, hysterical ones, but like I think we got to a point where when me asking for something that I needed because I'm blind and being called high maintenance, which is like, okay, cool, like you could say that, like you can say that, like I say it all the time, but like when it's in front of a whole group of people, it felt like dismissive. And so now I feel like I'm like somewhere in the middle of like chill blind girl and super uptight blind girl, because I know that there was no offense meant by it, just like I knew when people are trying to help me and they do all kinds of crazy things that there's no offense meant by it. But like I kind of thought that maybe it wasn't okay for me to be offended by it, because I make jokes all the time. I've even probably said those specific words about myself, but like I am, you know what I mean? So basically the long and short of it is that I am and was actually legitimately offended by it, even though I knew the intentions weren't bad, but like I kept going back to it. Something just kept like rubbing me wrong about it. And now I'm kind of in this like weird situation where I'm like, do I talk to this person about it and say like, hey, that offended me or you hurt my feelings? Or like, if I do that, is this person then going to be like, nope, can't tell another blind joke ever again? I don't want them to think like, okay, she obviously can't take a joke, like, I can't joke around with her anymore, because it's not that, it's just that one specific thing and that one specific setting and the way that it was addressed. And I think that I'm in a position where I'm starting to realize that it's okay for me to be offended by things. And I'm not super like, always have to be politically correct, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I think it's so weird to me. It's so new, because I'm sure it's happened before, but I've never really kind of taken the time to think about it, whereas for some reason this one just kept like popping back into my brain. And I think what I'm learning right now is that it is, like, it's okay to joke about things and then still have a line. And there can be things that are like on the other side of a line. And a joke is like anything. You don't know how it's going to land all the time. Unless it's like overtly like, critical or racist or like some. Most of the time, if it's just like a normal joke, you don't know how it's going to land with other people. One person might think it's hysterical and then another person might be like, oh my God, that's a horrible joke. That's why you go to a comedian, right? But what I'm learning is that even though I laugh about blindness and about all these crazy things that happen to me, it's okay for there to be a line and for me to feel like someone has crossed it. But I'm still kind of struggling with like whether or not you're supposed to say like, hey, you crossed the line, because what is really the point of having a line if you don't express that? And then you start to wonder if like people are going to see you differently, because maybe now they're like, oh, she was super cool, she was funny, like she was joking about everything all the time, cool, and now like, no. And then I think, like, even with this specific person, now I'm, like, really snappy. And I know, like, that's not really the right thing to do either, because I didn't say, like, hey, you kind of offended me. But, like, hurt people, I feel like. And so sometimes it's easier after something like that happens to snap and distance yourself, like, from the whole situation rather than addressing it. Because, I'm a loud blind girl, but I really promise you I don't love confrontation. And obviously that's not the right answer either. So I just wanted to talk about that. I'm sure that anybody has had, jokes made about them that maybe were offensive, or they didn't know whether they were allowed to be offended. I really want to hear from my blind friends, because I would love to know, like, if you guys have ever heard something that made you realize, like, yes, this is my line and this person crossed it. Or if you laugh at everything, or if you've had a situation that's been similar to this. I'm really curious. This is definitely not like a bashing video, like, oh my God, this person is like, whoa, like horrible, because like, I know this person and I like this person, and like, I know, like, there was nothing meant by it. Like, I know this, but also, like, do I say, like, hey, that was not okay, let me explain to you the reasons why. And I think it's partially to do with the fact that, like, I'm really quick to say, oh, I'm high maintenance after I say I need something, because when I need something, like, because I'm blind, like, if I have to say, like, hey, look, this is not accessible and I can't read this, and I'm like the only blind person in a setting, and I'm so used to being like the only blind person in a setting, it feels like you're standing out for like a really bad reason. And so I think that's my default. But then when like I address a need like that to someone else and they say something like that, I don't know, it just was like a weird, strange trigger for me. So it's an odd line. Please don't stop telling blind jokes on my account, y'all. I love them. But I don't know, I would love to hear like what you guys think. This is just basically my rant. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm thinking about maybe doing a Q&A video, so drop any questions that you might have. Oh, and update, I just got Aira. I don't know if you guys have seen them. They're like these smart glasses with a person at the other end. I got the very basic subscription to see if I like them, and I'm very excited to see how that works. I'm definitely going to be making a video about that. They shipped me my glasses and I'm so excited. So I'll definitely be making a video about that soon. that's really all I have. I just kind of want to know what you guys think. Like, I am very curious to know your thoughts. Like, do you have a line with blind jokes or disability jokes or any kind of jokes? You know, do you address people? Do you let it go? Do you like snap? I tend to kind of snap and then distance myself completely from that person, which really also doesn't resolve the situation, and probably leaves the other person feeling super confused. So that's my life. I love to confuse people. That's what I do. But that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Annie B Videos. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Happy Friday. Bye.